In this demonstration, we'll go over the integration between PSIGEN PSI Capture and Google Docs, which gives you a really great way to scan and capture documents and route them into Google's document repository. So a little bit about our company, founded back in 1995, a very mature capture company with a deep feature set. We really focus on innovation by providing folks just a really simple, efficient way to scan and add documents to different repositories. We focus on automation. Really what we bring to the table is we give you a single capture application that can service all your organization's needs. So who uses our products? We've got it in everything from small one-person law offices all the way up to large corporate entities like you see here and everything in between. It's a very affordable product and a very scalable technology, so you can put it in a small environment and grow it quite quickly depending on your scanning and capture needs. Before I get started, typically I like to define the difference between capture applications and scanning applications. A scanning application is just a really simple means to take a piece of paper, convert it to a digital copy. Okay, very appropriate for onesie-twosie scanning if you've got a couple documents a day you want to scan and post to a repository. Where capture software comes in, really deep feature sets, focus on automation and efficiency and making the whole scanning process very simple and easy to do. And if you have high volume requirements, you can accomplish it in very little time through automation feature sets. So typically what I like to do is show you what I call the capture equation. And what PSIGEN brings to the table with PSI Capture, it solves the capture equation and gives you a product that can pick up files from desktop scanners, scanning copiers, maybe a fax machine that dumps images to a directory, or JPEG photographs that you've got that you want to process and post into Google Docs. We'll take that information, any image source, process it, and post it in a nice standardized manner to the Google Docs repository. So when we built our Google Docs integration, we did a couple things that really give you some horsepower when scanning documents. First thing we did is we give you the ability to automatically build collection structures based on document metadata. So you can take information, let's say you're scanning engineering documents, and auto route or create collections within Google Docs. The other thing that we provide you is the ability to automatically build file naming standards. So you can take any type of document metadata and build out a standardized naming convention so that everyone in your organization scans and posts documents to the right collection with the right naming standard. Okay? We are really a Swiss Army knife of capture. Pretty much anything you'd like to accomplish, whether it be forms processing, reading barcodes, routing documents from copiers or fax machines. Maybe you want searchable PDFs or the ability to process check forms. Maybe you want to redact documents and publish them publicly. You can do all of that with a single application that you can find within PSI Capture. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into the demo. And what I'm going to do is open up PSI Capture. And we give you a couple different options. The first thing that we can do is process documents interactively, either using the desktop application from a direct connect scanner, or maybe there's a directory you want to process. So let's go ahead and click on Capture. And the first example I'm going to show you is a mailroom example, where we've got a law firm that has incoming correspondence and they want to process the correspondence, extract file numbers or case numbers from the document, and then route them into a particular Google Docs repository. So in this example, I'm going to pick up a file that's been scanned, but note, with the Capture application, I can import individual files, multiple files. I can even harvest directories, which I'll show you here in a minute. So in this example, I'm going to pick up a single set of documents. And whenever we start processing, we create a batch within the product, which lets you run reports and track information throughout its process. So in this example, I've imported these different pieces of correspondence. And one of the challenges with these is that somewhere on the page exists this file number. Now unfortunately it can exist just about any place. So what we're going to utilize is PSIGEN's advanced data extraction engine to parse the page, look for information, and then auto extract it. Okay, so right now we're looking for patterns that will match that file number. We've extracted it, routed it into a quality assurance queue, and you can see I've got a nice little spreadsheet with a row for each document, and I've auto extracted all of the file numbers. And when I click done, we're going to go ahead and convert these to searchable PDFs. Okay, so now you've got a fully searchable document within Google Docs. We're also going to route the information into an incoming mail collection within the Google Docs repository. And that's what's happening right now. We're actually talking to Google Docs. We're sending those documents as searchable PDFs, and we'll actually build out an automatically constructed collection. And it takes Google Docs a minute to go ahead and synchronize once I've posted the documents. But in a minute here, I'll see an incoming mail collection, and I've actually automatically named each of those files based on the file number or case number that was assigned. So we'll give this a second to synchronize, and while we're waiting for that to happen, the second demonstration I'm going to show you is actually one that utilizes the hot foldering capability of PSICapture. And this is a monitored folder that's set up to pick up incoming faxes as well as scans from a copier. And I'm going to go ahead and paste the document in here. And this document is actually built. Okay, it's 9 pages, and it's got separator sheets. So what this simulates is somebody can walk up to a copier, slap this document on top of a set of pages. We'll actually read the barcode, read the checkbox that's been colored in, and automatically route it into the right collection and name the file based on this information. And you can see behind this cover sheet, I've got engineering drawings, I've got another cover sheet with specs and different types of information. So what the product will do is pick this scan from the copier up, separate it out into 3 individual documents, and route it to the correct collection. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wait for that to process, and let's go ahead and see if my my collections have been synchronized. Like I said, it takes a minute for Google Docs to go ahead and refresh. So in a minute here we'll see an incoming mail collection as well as those engineering documents that have been scanned from a copier. Okay, so while we were waiting, you can see that now the inbound mail collection has shown up, and if I click into my inbound mail collection, what you'll see is that I've got documents that have been named with the file number dash a date timestamp. So all of that was done automatically, and I can actually click into these documents, and you can see I can scroll through, I can see it in thumbnail, and these are actually searchable PDF documents. So now I can actually search by any of the content within these documents and pull it up within the Google Docs interface. Okay, so we've waited a little bit, and now you can see that Google Docs has synced up, and now I've got my inbound mail. So from the first demonstration, as I'm processing those incoming pieces of correspondence, I routed into an incoming mail collection, or inbound mail collection, and then I've custom named the document file number dash date timestamp. And all of that was done automatically. And now I've got fully searchable PDFs within my repository. So I can come in here and actually search by any of the contents of these documents. We also had synchronized in engineering projects. So that document that I actually dropped into the hot folder was picked up, separated, and auto-processed. And if I expand my engineering projects collection, you can see that I automatically built project sub-collections. And then I drop in the file, and it's automatically named based on barcode information and checkbox information, project, site, document type. Okay, so now if I click into these guys, what you'll see is that I've got my engineering drawings now within the Google Docs repository. And once again, these are searchable PDFs. Okay, so that's the first two examples. The last one I'm going to show you is one of the great uses of our product is the ability to do what I call document harvesting. And what harvesting lets you accomplish is if you have a pre-existing body of image files, let's say that you've scanned 10,000 non-searchable PDFs from your copier to a directory, we can actually utilize the product. I can tell it to select the entire directory and include subfolders. And when I kick off the import process, it's going to bring in all the files it finds in that directory structure. And in this case, you can see it's a CPA example. So I've got a client and a document type level folder structure where I'm going to harvest the folder names as well as the file names and throw them into metadata fields. Now once again, I can use those metadata fields to build collections as well as name the file. So as I go through my process, once again, I'm going to do OCR to make these searchable, and then I'm going to route them into a collection structure which I've defined, which will be client and document type. So you're going to see it's going to chug through here, do its OCR processing, and once again route it into the repository. And we'll go ahead and open up the Google Docs repository, click back into our collection, and we'll wait for Google Docs to sync so we can actually see our harvesting example with all our directories. Okay, so now you'll start to see the client folders sync or client collections synchronizing within the interface. So the first one to come across was Mr. Johnson. You can see that I've got a federal and a correspondence and a state folder. And within those within the collections, you can see that I've got files that are custom named by the client, the type of document, and then what we called the description, or which was really the original file name. So you can see now within the collection I've got two clients that have been synchronized, and once again we've got the nice pretty collection structure along with the custom naming scheme. So this was a quick overview of the SciCapture feature set when it comes to Google Docs. I've really only shown you about 10% of the feature set of the product, but if you have any questions or looking for a scanning and import solution for Google Docs, contact us at sales@PSIGEN.com, or you can call 949-916-7700 extension 230. Thanks.